Don't you think that people should learn more after they graduate school than during school, like throughout the rest of their life?
Okay, so you're going to get me started?
Let's get this thing started.
Hold me back. Hold me back. So think about it. Just think about what's actually happening. When graduation day, let's go back to high school, right? You know there were people, if not yourself, on the last day of school. Last day in the spring, last day, before summer. The people say, school's out.
For summer, school's out forever. Great rock song. I don't know if that's where you're going.
With school's out for the summer, people cheer. School's out forever, they cheer even more.
Oh, yeah.
And we have a rock song. What's that, Alice Cooper saying?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So, and you can picture this, tossing their notes in the air as they descend.
Done with learning forever.
And then I think to myself, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
We have failed as educators to instill a sense of eternal curiosity within you so that you become a lifelong learner. Right. You will spend many more years of your life not in school than in school. Right. And if you're glad you're out of school, then your knowledge of the world, your wisdom, your insights have ossified in that moment. And that then becomes your forever perspective on decisions you make in life. Yet the world keeps changing. And so the failure of the educational system is you think and you believe and you feel that learning is a chore rather than a delight. And that's got to change. Otherwise, what kind of world are we making for ourselves?
You know, there was a story about two different athletes. I think it was Federer and Tiger, how they became the greatest of all time in their space. Where Tiger was methodical with a disciplinarian mom and dad and was kind of intentional. At 2 years old, this guy's going to learn how to golf and military, all this stuff. And then Federer was kind of like, he fell in love with the game himself. It just kind of like organic.
Yes.
And it was two different, one enjoyed it more than the other. The way where Federer actually enjoyed the journey, where Tiger created a lot of unnecessary pressures. It's like being an autodidact, which is like something you want to do yourself.
Yeah, so I would also, yes, in addition to that, consider that what is the ceremony of graduation called? It's called what?
Graduation.
No, but there's the event. It's commencement.
Oh, commencement speech, correct. Yeah, commencement speech.
Oh, right. So commence means to begin. It doesn't mean to end.
The beginning of your journey.
I would say the beginning of your journey being a lifelong learner. And that's what I try to instill in people. As adults, if I'm with you, I want to celebrate learning new stuff with you every moment we're together.
Neil, when I think about, I'm sorry, when I think about...
You're not sorry. It's your show, and you knocked him out of the...
Well, we brought him in when we realized there's more than an hour. But
okay.
When I think about teachers in my life that impacted my life, right? Like Miss Sinclair.
Before you tell me about her, I will tell you about her, and I've never met you or her before today.
You think so?
Yes. Are you ready?
Go for it.
You loved her class not because she gave good exams or because the homework was enlightening. You loved her class because she was passionate about the subject she was teaching. Am I right or wrong?
No question about it.
There it is.
She was a major in the Army, so I joined the Army. Okay. And yesterday I'm having a conversation with one of our guys at my house. We're doing
that
a weekly.
She kick your ass if you get
By the way, she was 4'10". She was 4'10". No joke. She was 4'10".
Okay.
What class
Till
did
today,
she
we're
teach?
pen pals, huh? She was health and guidance.
Okay.
Yeah, so till today, I went back and surprised her, and now we're friends. Every time she dates somebody, she introduces them to me, and I'm playing a different role in her life today than I did before, but it's more family. Very, very different kind of a relationship.
No longer the student.
None of that, just a very good relationship together. But question for you is, how much of a person being good in a subject has to do with interest that the individual has versus the teacher that has a way of teaching that, gets interest, gets excitement? Like when I listen to you talk, I get excited because you're excited about a topic, right? Yeah. How much of it has to do, I'm interested in math. How much has to do, most math teachers suck? Do you know what I'm saying? I mean, because sometimes people say, I hate math.
Well, the question I was going to ask was, you're such a math guy that could any of teacher inspired you to learn more about math?
Yeah. Right. So I have several ways to approach that.
Please.
So I tweeted once that was needlessly controversial. I think people didn't pause and think deeply enough about what I posted, because I put way more thought into a tweet than most people put into the reaction to it. And so that creates sometimes ships are sailing in the night. My comment was, students who get straight A's do so not because of good teachers, but in spite of bad teachers. And what that means is, if you get straight A's, that meant you got straight A's even when you had bad teachers. That's what straight A's means. So the quality of the teacher was irrelevant to your performance. So you're an independent learner at that point. Then there are people who get bad grades everywhere, so good teachers didn't make any difference to them, so they're bad students. But for most people, a good teacher enables them to do better, and a bad teacher they don't do as well. That's for most people. And so all I'm saying is, we need good teachers, and bad teachers, there should be a way to filter them out.
Fire them. No, really, though, because the tenure. So are you with the tenure system?
We all know who the bad teachers are.
Sure.
Everybody
Why
knows.
do we keep them, though?
Well, because we need a way to make that measurement, and it's hard, it's difficult without worrying about some kind of bias. I would say 2 years later, students assess who their worst teacher was. That way, their grade is not dependent on it, and they're out, and they don't, they got nothing invested anymore in it. And then let that sit on their record. That'll filter teachers immediately.
I think great teachers are underpaid. I think average teachers are getting paid what they're getting paid, and I think bad teachers need to be filtered out and get fired. Unfortunately, the system doesn't allow for it right now.
Right. So that would need to be modified, first of all. But second, getting back to your point, yes, I think there are people who are self-driven. And if they do what they love, they will probably be better at that than anything else that they might be told to do.
Can I give you a perspective and you challenge me?
I'd love.
Okay.
No, I don't. If it's objectively verifiable, I won't challenge anything.
I one time asked. I had a girl in my office, with one of our guys. His wife is sitting there, and she's like, "Look, I'm not a big fan of rich people." I'm like, "Okay, tell me why." And we're having this. I said, "Did you like math in school?" She says, "No, I can't stand math." So I started asking Democrats and Republicans both questions. Are you a math person? Are you a science person? Are you in PE? Are you more, what are you? And one of the things I noticed is a lot of guys on the right were math people. A lot of the guys on the left were more science, more journalism, more creative, more art is where they were at. So do you think a part of like what you're saying is there are those that are going to get good grades no matter who the teacher is. There are those that are going to get bad grades no matter who the teacher is. And then there are those in the middle like an independent that's open to being, persuaded to get better in math or science if the teacher's a good teacher.
Wait, so what's the question?
The question is, are there those that no matter if you give them a great teacher or a bad teacher, they're going to get bad grades. Okay. And no matter if you give them a good teacher or bad, they're going to get great grades.
Okay, I have another response to that.
Please.
And another controversial tweet, which really shouldn't have been, all right? The tweet was, how often do we hear teachers say, the students just don't want to learn? Mm-hmm. When that teacher should really be saying, I suck at my job. As an educator, it is my duty to figure out what key works in your ability to learn. And if I don't, am I going to run around and blame you, or going to say to myself, I was too lazy to put in the extra effort to figure it out? So I operate on the principle that if I'm not succeeding in the first few moments of my encounter with you, it's my duty and obligation as an educator to figure out what you care about so that I can teach you things in a way that matters to you, and that you can continue in life,
Powerful.
You can continue in life with a level of curiosity that, by the way, as children, we're all curious. As adults, it's been beaten out of us, or it's a flame has dimmed. And so what I want to do is fan those embers, reignite them in your adulthood so that you can have this childhood curiosity about things you don't know that we all once had.
Mm-hmm. How much of that analogy is essentially the scientific method that you're applying to teachers? Meaning like, hey, you're going through this science project. All right, cool, didn't work. Let's keep going again. Let's keep trying again. I have a hypothesis.
Let's figure it out. And by the way,
sounds very similar.
It's never, unlike what many people think, it's never really about the answer. Because at some point, you want to learn to love the questions themselves.
Damn.
Because the questions are the seeds of curiosity. Questions are, I wonder, and I don't know. So parents who have kids, I don't know if you guys have kids. If you have kids, they can say, Mommy, Daddy, what's this? What's that? Or Mommy, what's this? What's that? Right? Whatever is the modern blended family. And so the parent then gets the answer or doesn't have the answer. They find it. Okay, maybe your reply should be, I don't know, let's figure it out. And it's the figuring out of the answer that's deep within what a scientist does.
Who said staying with problems longer? Is that an Einstein quote? Somebody said genius is staying with the problems longer, where you're not giving up right before it gets hard. Somebody says staying with problems longer.
Yeah, I don't know who that might have been, but that I'm all with it. I'm all in on that.
So Neil, so this is your world.
But you know what else genius is? Genius is seeing what everyone else has seen, but thinking what no one else has thought.
Seeing what everyone else has seen, but thinking what nobody else has thought.
That's correct. And so those thought pathways are empowered by your life experience. How many different ways have you seen problems or moments or incidences or people, places, things, so that now we all see the same thing, but I will make a connection that maybe you don't, because I have the capacity to make these connections within my mind. And so that's very important. So I'm a big promoter of just a person's total life experience for you to draw upon for every next thought you might have.
So if you like this clip and you want to watch another one, click right here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click right here.